Let's take a look at a couple of options of working with collision objects when working with dynamics. What I've got here is a character with a cape, and I'm going to go ahead and save myself a lot of time in calculation by using a low-res cape. Okay, that's just my temp object. I'm going to go ahead and hit P for properties, and I've applied ClothFX to it, and then I've got the high-res cape. Okay, and I've applied metal ink, and this high-res cape is parented to the low-res cape so that it will take, using metal ink, it'll take the information from the low-res and apply it to the high-res. Okay, now I could use this character as the collision object, so when the cape hits up against the character, it'll bounce off of it. Now there's a lot of geometry in this character, so there are a few options that we can do. Now we could do that. It'll take a while to calculate, but one option, let's take a look, is to have a low-res cage object and then go to its properties. Actually, what we want to do is we want to select bones and go to the properties. There are no bones in this object, so what we can do is we can use bones from object, and I'm going to use them from the actual character. Okay, so what that means is that the collision object, the little temp object, we're going to use that. It's going to use the same motion, so the cape can bounce up against that. It's going to take even less calculation time than the high-res character. Right? There's one more option that I like to use, and in this case it worked really well, and that is we've got our character and we've got some default collision objects here. Okay, let me just go and turn off. I'm going to turn off the character. I'm going to hide him so we don't see him. And basically what we have here is we've got 10 collision objects. So basically it's 10 points that need to be calculated for the collision. In this case it worked great. It saved me a lot of times. It almost calculated in real time, and so it's in the collision objects are in the key areas that I want to make sure that the cape doesn't pass through, and it also bounces up against. Okay, so those are just a few examples of some options of working with collisions on your dynamics. Of course, at the end of the day, as long as the animation looks right, it doesn't really matter how you got there. And for me, it's all about trying to get there as fast as possible. And in this case, this worked out well. I went ahead and tested out all the different options, and this seemed to be the one that gave me the result I was looking for, and it did it so fast, especially when working with, over 2,000 frames.